Godzilla roars. A city is destroyed. The superhero defeats the monster. Battleships soar. Long before computer graphics existed, there was a unique Japanese film genre born from the evolution of physical effects and handcrafted miniatures. This is the Tokusatsu movie. Currently, a special Tokusatsu exhibition is taking Japan by storm, circulating around the country. With over 480,000 visitors in 2.5 years, this exhibition is creating a sensation. At the helm is filmmaker Hideaki Anno, known around the world for his anime, Evangelion.
Yard. Hey.
There is also Shinji Higuchi, an esteemed Japanese director who began his career as a Tokusatsu technical director. Their mission is to show the continuing evolution of Tokusatsu craft and soul. Let's dive right in and experience Tokusatsu's true essence.
Hello, my name is Thane Camus, and...
Hello, my name is May Pakdi.
May, are you familiar with manga?
Yep, of course.
Okay, are you familiar with anime?
Yes.
Great. Do you know Japanese Tokusatsu?
No, I don't think so. What's that?
Aha.
Living in Japan since I was young, I'm very familiar with this fascinating film culture. In fact, I've appeared in a Tokusatsu movie myself. But May, born in Thailand and of a younger generation, doesn't seem to know about Tokusatsu. That has to change.
Okay, well, today I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful world of Japanese Tokusatsu.
Okay.
And it's going on right in there.
Okay.
So let's go check it out.
All right.
Okay.
We're here at the Nagoya City Science Museum. The enormously popular exhibition, Tokusatsu Special Effects Museum, currently making its rounds around Japan, has finally arrived here this winter.
Here
So
it
many
is.
things going on.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is like I'm in a toy shop.
This event presents a comprehensive look at Tokusatsu, from its traditions to most recent innovations. We're met by models of characters and machines that have appeared in many Tokusatsu films and TV programs. These valuable objects were actually used in legendary works over 40 years ago.
This is Godzilla, right? Is it?
Yes and no. This is Mecha Godzilla.
Mega Godzilla. It's like a
Mechagodzilla.
brother of Godzilla or something.
No, actually, this is an enemy of Godzilla.
Now, with over 30 works in the series, the very first film that made Godzilla world famous was released in 1954. Mechagodzilla's first appearance was 20 years later in 1974, beginning a long-time rivalry with Godzilla.
The great thing about Tokusatsu is it wasn't remote control. It actually had people going inside the Godzilla, and actually people would be moving it.
Ultraman, I know him. Really famous in Thailand.
That's right, you're Thai, you come from Thailand.
Yeah.
And you saw these in Thailand as well.
Of course.
Wow, so all the little kids watch
Yeah.
Ultraman.
Yeah, I remember when I was a child, I turned on the TV, it was always, playing.
Starting in 1966, the TV program Ultraman is the most famous hero series in Asia. With 29 different Ultraman series so far, it is, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the TV show with the most spin-offs ever created. Before digital technology existed, a technique was developed to make the filming of unrealistic scenes possible. This was called Tokusatsu in Japanese. Making full use of detailed miniatures, spectacular scenes were created by hand and continuously improved upon, stunning people around the world. Works utilizing Tokusatsu techniques captivated many, eventually becoming a film culture of its own. The Tokusatsu Special Effects Museum was devised to recall and recognize the achievements and true value of the technique once again. The exhibition's director is Hideaki Anno. His film series, Rebuild of Evangelion, has been released in over 70 countries, the mega hit generating nearly 20 billion yen in box office revenue. Why is Anno, a hugely successful animation creator, so dedicated to Tokusatsu?
I grew up watching Tokusatsu. Without it, I would not be doing what I do now. I hope to pass on the knowledge that such a technique exists to the younger generation.
And here is the machine Anno cherishes the most.
What is this? This is so big.
So big. This is Mighty Jack.
Mighty Jack?
Mighty Jack is an enormous battleship that appeared in a 1968 TV movie, set to be 235 meters long. The 3-meter miniature appeared in the press conference as a symbol of this exhibition.
This is my dream, to recreate Mighty Jack. It's truly beautiful.
The Mighty Jack scene that captivated Anno as a young boy was, like with all Tokusatsu, this film portrayed Mighty Jack's massive size by maximizing camera angles and slow-motion filming. Using 3 times the normal budget of a regular TV movie, the epic work incorporated a super slow-motion camera, one of only a few that existed in the world. When discussing this film, director Anno's eyes shine like a young boy's.
The Almighty Battleship sounds a bit dated, but I like it, the Almighty part.
Do you mean it has a lot of functions?
Yes, it can dive underwater, speed across the water surface, and fly. This form is just incredible, and the massive size of the miniature. Its presence is tremendous. The best angles are from the back or from the bow of the ship.
Tokusatsu was hugely popular in Japan from the 60s to 70s, during director Anno's childhood years. Every season, numerous Tokusatsu films were released in theaters, and new heroes were born on TV. Up to 10 Tokusatsu TV programs would sometimes air in 1 week. The adults of my generation, the Tokusatsu generation, if you will, all are transported back to their youth here at the Tokusatsu Special Effects Museum. I asked them their thoughts on Tokusatsu movies.
It's amazing how they make something small look big.
In a word, it's my dream.
The first letters I learned to write were names of monsters.
It made me imagine that in 10 years, these machines will be real.
This is like the drill. The head is like,
Right?
this is like kids' dreamland.
A kid's dreamland. It's also an adult's who
Dreamland.
still have the kid's heart dreamland.
Right.
Director Anno had this to say about the magic of Tokusatsu.
Animation is made up of drawings, so we know from the start it's entirely fictional, which does create various possibilities. Tokusatsu, on the other hand, is the only method in which we can sneak foreign, alien objects into a realistic space. You can't do that with animation.
By the way, the many machines displayed here were used in filming decades ago, but are spotless and still look brand new. Why is that? Tomoo Haraguchi is one of the producers of the Tokusatsu Special Effects Museum. And he's the man who restored the old, worn miniatures and brought them back to life. Here's what the miniature looked like before it was restored. Haraguchi replaced the missing pieces, painted and polished them, and laboriously returned this back to its original form.
I bring home old objects from the film studio, and people give things to me. These are all pieces of miniatures that were tossed in the trash. This is a part of Mighty Jack's body. It's made of tin.
Believe it or not, it took over 3 years for Haraguchi to recreate Mighty Jack from a collection of jumbled parts. Haraguchi, whose grandfather worked for a film studio, was able to go behind the scenes as a young child. And when he grew up, he got a part-time job working at the studio. Currently, Haraguchi is a director in the Ultraman series. His miniature restoration work is a project that was not assigned to him, but that he began on his own. He, too, is another whose life has been defined by Tokusatsu.
At its root, I think Tokusatsu is similar to kids playing with their toys, or pretending to be monsters, or for girls, playing with their dollhouses. What we're doing is essentially the same.
All right, so this is the man.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, my.
And yeah, I'd like to. I'm really interested in this one.
This is the moon rocket that appeared in the 1968 Godzilla movie. It was, of course, restored by Haraguchi.
Of the miniatures used in the film, this one is small.
This is small?
Really?
Depending on the context of the scene, we make many different sized miniatures.
So depending on the scale, I guess you got like
Yeah.
1/25th of the scale, 1/50th of the scale.
I see.
What many people don't know is that in order to create the most effective spectacle, sets and miniatures are made at different scales and used alternately in one scene.
This is a spaceship that's actually made of wood.
Wooden.
I didn't know that as a kid and believed it to be the coolest moon rocket.
If you see the film, it's true. You would never guess this was made of wood. Let's say it loud and clear. This film was created before Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Next is a fighter jet that played a key role in the 1967 Ultraman series.
Shape and everything. What do you think?
It's so futuristic. I mean, it's what, 1967?
1967, yeah.
Yeah, before I was born, but...
Before you were
But
born?
it looks like...
Maybe when your mom was born? There's a hole here. Can you see it? They tied a thin wire through here and onto a bamboo rod, which they would swing back and forth.
Amazing.
They hung it to make it fly.
But in the movie, you can't see the string, right?
Actually, in the old films, you can often see them.
Really?
No!
So you see the string in the movie?
Yeah, sometimes. People see the strings, but they don't see the strings.
Okay, they just like be blind.
It's not there.
Blind.
Now, you can digitally erase the wires, but they couldn't at the time. But for us, seeing the jet soar through the sky was enough. And we erased the wires in our minds.
So use your imagination.
Yes.
Right, very important.
The Tokusatsu movies that captured the hearts of children around Japan soon saturated the industry. And as if to time it with the end of our childhoods, the golden age of Tokusatsu also came to a close. In addition, with the emergence of Hollywood's visual effects films in the late 70s like Star Wars, the Tokusatsu technique had to step aside and make way for a new style of imaginative filmmaking. While Japanese anime and manga began to flourish, Tokusatsu entered a chilly winter period. However, as the 20th century came to a close, Tokusatsu was rejuvenated. Who was responsible? The creative minds of the Tokusatsu generation, including Anno. What do they aim to add to the genre their predecessors built?
Oh.
I know this guy.
You know this guy?
It's Gamera, yeah?
Gamera, that is correct.
Yes. Total, right?
He's a turtle. He's a kame, yeah. He's a big, big, big
Big
kame.
Kame.
I made this suit.
It's a suit?
Yes, an actor wears this suit. It's a costume. Let me introduce you to someone.
Hi.
Oh, who is this person? Oh, oh.
This is director Shinji Higuchi.
Higuchi-san. Hey.
Yoi! Hey!
In 1995, 30-year-old Shinji Higuchi became famous as the young Tokusatsu director of Gamera. Currently one of Japan's leading directors, he is the Tokusatsu Museum's deputy director.
What was the whole purpose of you trying to remake Gamera?
A certain style had been created in the Japanese monster movie genre, starting with Godzilla. I wanted to break out of that pattern and portray how a monster would attack a city in real life. I didn't want it to look like miniatures. For that reason, like in the photo, I filmed outside, though monster scenes are usually filmed in a studio.
Miniature sets, filmed outdoors in natural sunlight, look more realistic on screen. For that reason, Higuchi frequently shot outside, though he knew it would be more work having to consider the weather. He searched diligently for angles that would produce the most realism. As a result, the devotee and believer in the capabilities of Tokusatsu was able to create a world on screen that he wanted to see himself. To make the monsters look more realistic, Higuchi has another favorite technique hidden in unexpected places.
Ta-da!
What's this?
A telephone pole?
What do you think?
It looks so real.
Right? Looks very, very real, but very, very
Small.
Right? Yeah.
I have an incredible team of people who can create these with great accuracy. I'd like to introduce Toshio Miike.
Miike-san.
I'm Miike. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right.
A Tokusatsu production designer for the Gamera series and currently working as Tokusatsu director, Toshio Miike is another of Higuchi's irreplaceable teammates.
So you are in charge of making these things?
Yes. They're miniature recreations of real poles. So I take photos of the real-life objects, then draw out a plan. They're made on various scales.
When building a miniature set, the objects to be placed in the forefront are made on a large scale. And objects in the background are created at a smaller scale. When placed accordingly and seen from the target angle, see? A brilliant perspective is born.
In Japanese films, we're not able to build large sets due to budget and space. So objects are big in front and small in the back, creating different scales on one screen.
In the cities we live in, there are many things like this, the telephone pole, that makes the town look messy and congested. But that's what we see in our daily lives. When you have something ordinary like this, and then you see a monster in the background, it feels like they've actually appeared in our reality.
I thought I would be seeing, you know, the big monsters and everything, but not this simple thing, but so important.
Mm-hmm. Every little piece counts.
Yeah.
God
dwells in the details. There's a saying that spirits exist in the details.
Right.
Wow.
That's a good saying.
That is a very good saying. And I think it's very, very representative of Japanese tokusatsu, especially.
Yeah.
We're here in front of one work in particular to experience Higuchi's words. God dwells in the details.
Very good.
Today I have brought something along here.
It's a camera.
It's a camera.
Nice.
This is to show you what exactly it is that these things look like when we take
Okay,
them.
I'll hold it.
All right, ready? So you come from here and you go, ooh, look at that, you see? Wow,
so
you can take it up from here.
How unbelievably detailed! This is, of course, a tokusatsu miniature used in Higuchi's film. While the new generation of tokusatsu creators is on the rise, in the world of 21st century spectacle films, computer graphics that take less time and manpower are still the mainstream. Many prefer it to tokusatsu techniques, which allow no do-overs and costs are unpredictable. In reality, tokusatsu studio warehouses, treasure chests for the tokusatsu generation, are being demolished one after another. The old miniature sets scrapped with them. That is the reason Anno accepted the role of director in the exhibition.
If we don't start saving and preserving the miniatures now, if we don't do what it takes to protect the works, it'll be too late. I hope to do my part to preserve tokusatsu and give back to the films that have been so vital to me growing up.
Thinking about the future of tokusatsu, the team came up with an experimental exhibit. The big 3-stage project would include an innovative, never-before-seen tokusatsu film to be played only to exhibition visitors, as well as the making of the film and the miniature sets from the film. The new film would feature a character from the classic Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind, called the Giant Warrior. The enormous warrior is an original character Anno drew as a young animator.
We want to create a brand new film using miniatures and show it to the visitors of the exhibition.
For those who say CG is better, we want to suggest, well, how about this?
In filming this new movie with Higuchi and the team, the main objective was not to rely on 3D computer graphics at all.
We're taking on the challenge of what miniatures can achieve.
On this expansive set are all the miniatures from the warehouse. Seeing this overwhelmingly detailed production, I sensed the conviction of the art staff, led by Mike. From first-time tokusatsu staff in their 20s to veterans in their 60s, a total 90 people are giving their all.
Yes, about there. When they ignite, that's when you go boom, 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 and turn on the switch.
Yes.
Got it?
Got it.
That was incredible. So much fun.
Let's see a little of it now. A glimpse of the future of tokusatsu.
The movie! Oh my, it was so scary.
Oh, it's very real, huh?
You know, after seeing everything in the museum, I thought it would be like really looking at details and, you know, find, not a mistake, but you know. something that's made, but you really get into the movie.
Right?
Yeah, it was really new. Like all the movie, it kind of you don't need imagination, but here you do. You really use your brains.
Yeah, and you appreciate what you have, and that's the magic, I think, of Tokusatsu.
Yeah, right.
And did you notice this beautiful cloud in the background?
Yes, I have.
You remember seeing this in the scene? This also has an actual secret behind it.
Really?
Yes.
What is it?
These clouds were drawn by background painter Fuchimu Shimakura. He's a legend who painted backdrops for Akira Kurosawa films, as well as Tokusatsu films in the 1960s. In this film from 46 years ago, Mount Fuji, looming large in the background, was painted by Shimakura on a studio wall. The experimental giant warrior film incorporates such traditional Tokusatsu techniques. How will he draw the clouds onto this enormous canvas? To my great surprise, he begins to draw with hardly a sketch. The image of the final product exists in his mind, and no matter which part he is drawing, he knows exactly what he is doing. Each delicate touch creates an incredible three-dimensional element when seen from afar.
I'm drawing something I've never seen, a place I've never been. It can only be expressed in a painting.
Even the clouds, which may be overlooked as just a background, is born at the hands of a master. The final exhibit in the Tokusatsu Museum includes the numerous miniature towns destroyed by the giant warrior in the film. One new Tokusatsu technique was used in the film to demolish buildings. In Tokusatsu tradition, the old trick was to obliterate the buildings made of plasterboard using gunpowder. And this is the new method. Can you tell what happened? This structure was developed by miniature builder Hiroshi Ihara.
It's built so if you pull here, destruction occurs.
The building is structured with wires, with pieces of framework placed on them. Separate wires are then attached, which cause the building to collapse when tugged. Wires are attached in over 300 locations, and each has been tested many times. On the surface, the windows and walls are made of over 500 acrylic boards. Patience and concentration are key. Ready for action.
Ready to roll.
We only get one shot.
Amazing! Incredible!
The final product. Today, Ihara's search for the most effective collapse method continues.
Where's Higuchi-san? Higuchi-san? Where's, oh, he's up here.
What is he doing?
What are you doing over there? Oh my goodness, you want to go check it out?
Yeah.
Always disappearing. Oh!
That's a little house.
That's a little house. So what were you doing here?
I was taking a photo of you, a giant.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Come, check it out, check it out. Oh, there we are.
Oh, yeah.
Higuchi's image. By shooting through the window of a small room, he makes me look like an enormous monster.
Go away! Don't come! Wow.
And here is the giant warrior using this method.
This was made from a photo of one of the staff members' rooms.
Oh, really?
Right?
There's a real room.
It's a real room of one of the staff.
Oh my.
Oh, my. Your room?
No. A clean room doesn't look lived in, so we purposely made it overflow with things. This is a person with rather geeky taste.
So does Ned. He also have a monster too.
He's got Godzilla the monster.
Yeah. This looks like a nerd's
house. Otaku
with
house,
lots
or-
of trash.
How it looks on screen, how to frame the scene. That's important in film. Come over here. The telephone poles and traffic lights from earlier are displayed like this.
Oh yeah, the sizes are different.
By lining the small objects like this, we show the city. It looks like a monster destroyed it, right? When you look from below.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is a very good angle.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true.
This alone is just an ordinary view. It becomes complete when the monster stands here. Knowing it's not real, but seeing our efforts to make it look real, I think that's what moves viewers.
When we film with an actual miniature set in front of us, the entire staff can see and share that image. Computer graphics tends to be very independent work, but when you have the actual set in front of you and the entire staff sees it and tries to improve on it, trying this and that to make it better, it makes the picture better. We'll continue this, hoping our work with miniatures comes through and lives on in the film.
After hearing the passionate voices of the eternal Tokusatsu generation, it's time to bid farewell to the museum. I asked Higuchi one final question.
I'm sure there's probably, there isn't a goal, and each time you get a goal, there's a new goal, but what is your next goal?
For the generations after us to start something like this, saying, their way doesn't work, we can do it better. And then they go and create something great. I hope they can take this on and create something new, muttering, Higuchi's outdated all the way.
I hope there's a possibility for preserving this, yes? Yeah. Preserving it and continuing it.
Yeah, exactly. This is not a technology that will come, in one night. It
No,
takes years and years.
Higuchi is currently working on the live-action film of Attack on Titan, the popular comic around the world. Here's the commercial he made to precede the film.
When I read the original, I felt I was being challenged. And I didn't want to say it's impossible. As an extension of what we did with Giant Warrior, I feel we're finally capable of taking on this film.
The moment I walked in, I thought it was like toy and it's fun. And it is fun, but after, hearing all the story and how hard it is, it feels like this is full of dreams and love and passion.
I think the dreams that these people have and the hopes and the aspirations that these people who are involved with Tokusatsu have is to have it continue to carry on the legacy of Tokusatsu, to make a bigger and better, more wonderful way of life as far as movie making is concerned. We'll see you again, I'm sure, sometime. So let's go break some mugs.
Yo! Hey!
A new door is now wide open, headed straight towards Tokusatsu's future.